Patents can increase your company valuation and also protect your go-to-market. Typically, well, when you come up with a new idea, you write up your pitch deck or your business plan, right? And of course, you'll go and talk to an investor first. And if you're inexperienced at this, ask the investor to sign a confidentiality agreement. But that's the wrong thing to do because most investors won't sign it. They talk to many people, right? So there's two ways you can solve this problem. Don't talk to the investor at all, or you protect yourself with patent first, and then you can talk to the guy with, a more relaxed attitude. Of course, you're not going to reveal everything, but you certainly can now talk at top level what the business level is about, what's the advantages, the features, and how you achieve that. So you can talk to an investor in a more comfortable way. It's the same thing you can do with your suppliers, contractors, or employees. You don't have to be so secretive, your employees. Patents help set the foundation so that you can operate in a more comfortable manner. Number two, they help increase the company valuation because they are assets. And look, a typical patent application is about $10,000. But when you take that and you turn around and tell an investor that a patent is worth at least $250,000 or even $1 million, people aren't going to dispute you. They hear plenty of stories about a drug company patent being worth billions. So the fact that you claim $250,000 or $1 million, they're really not going to object to that. And so, for a small amount, $10,000 investment, now you have bootstrapped it to 25x return. Now, most investors, they invest in you expecting a 10x return.
Yeah.
So if you invest $10,000 and you get a 225x return, that's a very good investment in my mind. So the patent expands the ways that you can commercialize the technology. You can partner up with other companies using the technology. Let's say you are a startup and you want to join up with a public company. You're the shrimp and they're the giant in a bowl, right? And so with patents, you can level that playing field. Number one, you can use it for partnership. Number two is if you are not using the invention, you could sell the patent or you could license it out so that other people use the invention and you get to keep the royalty, typically 5 to 10%. So that's pretty good return on investment if you don't do anything and you get 5%, 10% of the sale, right? So there are a number of ways. Yet another way you can do this. If you have sales, you can use the patent as asset from which you can borrow money from. And if in terms of getting money from an investor versus borrowing some money, and you're paying, let's say, maybe 10% interest rate at best, right? Borrowing money is a much cheaper way to get capital than to get an investor, because when an investor comes in, they get a huge chunk of your company. If you can somehow convince people to lend you money to grow, it's much better than to sell equity. There are multiple ways that you can benefit from having a good patent portfolio.